For today's model, we are going to make a traditional origami crane. So I'm going to start with the paper that I want my crane to be, like the pattern face up. And I'm going to start by making two very careful diagonal creases. I'm going to make a nice soft fold to start with and then press much more firmly to make it in place. I'm going to open it up, rotate it. Now I could have, in theory, taken my paper and folded it like this and then fold it in half again, but I don't want to do that because I want all of these creases to be mountain folds where the salt would fall down. If I folded it the other way, I would have mountain, 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 and a valley fold, and that makes it harder in later process. So I like to keep all these folds going in the same direction to make my life easier later. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to flip my paper over so that we have the mountain folds, smooth it out flat, and I'm going to do two book folds. Pressing that crease in nice and firmly. Again, I'm going to rotate it for the same reason. I want all of my creases to be valley folds. Remember, the difference between a mountain fold and a valley fold is the valley fold, they dip down. If you were to pour salt, the salt would go into the valleys. If I pour salt on the outside, it goes down into the mountains. So how do I know which one is which? It depends on the orientation of the paper, truly, because they're both the same fold depending on your perspective. So we're going to pick it up by the corners of our rectangle, and we're going to do what I like to call the shut your mouth fold. So we have this mouth here. We're going to shut your mouth. Take two flaps in one hand and two flaps in the other hand, and we're going to put our model flat down on the table. Now, I'm going to rotate my model 180 degrees so that the opening part is pointing towards me. I'm going to take the top right side with two raw edges, and I'm going to do what I like to call an ice cream cone fold to the center. First on the right, and then on the adjacent left side. Careful, I'm going to throw some math terms at you. They are pointy. Do not be afraid. Okay, once I have those firmly in place, I'm going to take this top part up here. If these are ice cream cone folds, then this is the ice cream. We're going to fold the triangle of ice cream behind our model and press that firmly in place. Then I'm going to open up my ice cream cone folds. So now I have what looks like the Superman symbol for those of you who are Marvel, or I don't know if that's Marvel or not, to be honest. Anyway, comic book fans. I'm going to take the top layer only, and we're going to make what's called a petal fold, P-E-T-A-L, like a flower petal. And we're going to push the sides in and expand this all the way up. At the top, you may have to sweet talk it, buy it some chocolate and flowers to make it go where you want it. And we're going to stretch it out straight and tall so it makes this kind of diamond shape. Then we're going to take the diamond, fold it down, and then stand the ice cream back up. We're going to flip it over like a pancake because I do love pancakes. And we're going to repeat those same steps. You'll notice that origami is full of symmetry. I'm going to make an ice cream cone fold on the right, an ice cream cone fold on the left. Anybody remember what comes next? That's right. We're going to take the ice cream and fold it behind. Pressing nice and firmly. We want nice sharp creases. It makes origami easier. We're going to open that back up to the Superman fold, and we are going to repeat our petal fold. Take the top layer only, stretch it out straight and tall. Remember, the top may not want to cooperate, so we're going to sweet talk it into place. And we're going to smooth it out flat. Now this time we're going to leave it standing up straight and tall. Flip the whole thing over like a pancake, because you know how I feel about those. Take the ice cream, point it in the opposite direction, and now take this bottom layer and fold it up. So now we have a diamond or a kite shape with legs. It could dance if it wanted to. It's talented like that. If at any point I'm going too quickly for you, feel free to pause the video. So now down here on the bottom, we're going to do a little liposuction on our kite. Now I wish it was this easy to do on me, but we're going to take this edge out here, just the top layer, and fold it to the center. We're going to skinny up those legs, first on the right and then on the left. Do not try this at home with yourself. It will not work. I've tried it. Your legs will not fold in on themselves and become thinner. Okay, then we're going to flip it over like a pancake because I do love pancakes, and we are going to repeat that same step, skinning up those legs. Be very careful at the bottom to try to keep that into a relatively neat point. Do it also on the left for a total of 4 tries. All right, so now we have this really pointy shape. The next thing that we are going to do is called rotate flaps. So think of this as a book. You have 2 pages on the right and 2 pages on the left. We will turn 1 page of our book only. 1 page only. Smooth that kind of out. Then flip it over like a pancake. They are my favorite food. And flip it over and turn only 1 page on the back side as well. So now we have a space between the top part and 2 pointy parts down here at the bottom. So right here in the middle, we have a crease. I have a crease. I hope you have a crease. We're going to take this bottom layer only and fold it all the way up. Now I can see mine has gotten shifted just a little bit. It's okay. It's not going to harm anything, but we want to be as neat as we can. I'm going to flip it over like a pancake because I do so love pancakes. And I'm going to take this new layer and fold it all the way up. Now, this part is going to end up being our bird's head. So I'm going to fold down a small triangle from what we just folded up. So it should look like this. Let's see if we can zoom in on that just a little bit. Here's my bird's head. We're going to rotate flaps again, change what we're looking at. Think of this again as a book. Take and turn the page. So you're now looking at this flat sort of shape. Flip it over like a pancake and take this shape and open it back up. So now, hopefully yours is not sticking out like mine. Mine's doing its own thing over here. What we're going to do is reach in and slide out our bird's head and press it in place down here. Slide out the actual, that was our bird's neck, I should say. This is our bird's head. We're going to make it stick out a little bit as well. Do the same thing back here with the tail. We're going to slide it out a bit. So now our model should look like this. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is fold down the wings. So take this top layer here, fold it down, hold it up, fold down the other side. And what you can do with this bird is gently pull, gently, you don't want to rip it in half, gently pull on the wings and press down on his back and he will kind of expand out. If you want to give it a little help along, there's a hole in the bottom that you can blow into, but right now in time, we are in the middle of a pandemic, so I wouldn't recommend putting your mouth on anything. So this is our traditional origami crane. The one based, the 1,000 cranes is based off of this particular model. So I hope you had great success.